You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Fourcast as we continue to truck along without Dog for right now. Should be back sooner rather than later. You know what time it is tonight as we review the Allen Iverson documentary.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, Wilkes is ready to go with the gear and everything. He's going to try to get the sleeve.
Sold out.
Do it.
Yes, he was slowed down, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. I ordered it quick, man. Last Monday. I was like, let me get that ready. Yeah, the sleeve was sold out. I'll go back and get it, but it was sold out.
Yeah.
I got on the draw.
Thanks.
I couldn't show them.
Reeboks, man.
But man, Allen Iverson, it's a new documentary that's on Prime. Just came out this week, and we definitely wanted to review it. And it's called Allen Iverson with the 3 instead of the E right there. It's a 3-part series. Like A-Trap always says, you cannot do any documentary just in one part because there's so much to a person. And they really did a great job with this, breaking it down. Really from the beginning to today. So I enjoyed it. Let's get into some initial thoughts on this documentary. I think we all know him, as the person. We know him as what he's done on the court, but being able to know the details of his upbringing, of his parents, where he got the nickname from, those are some of the things that, I think they really touched on in this. But A-Trap, give me your thoughts. Initial thoughts.
Loved it. Loved everything about it. It was wonderfully done. I didn't really learn a lot, but I enjoyed the journey. I mean, I got to know him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I knew the story, but I got some details that I didn't have. It was wonderful. Enjoyed every minute of it.
Definitely. And Wilkes.
Yeah, I mean, I had I think I learned a little bit more about like how the jail time came about because I was in high school. Well, that was like I wasn't even in high school yet. It was like junior high and then high school. But you kind of heard about that, and then he kind of like a swan song or a redemption kind of thing, And once he got his hands, on that basketball and out there on that court, I think he never looked back. It was kind of like one of those things where it was like, hey, I'm here to, take care of my family, get my family out of. My mom stuck by me this long. Well, now it's my turn to return the favor. My dad stepped in. My stepdad, whatever, but dad, whatever, he stepped in, and he was with him all the way. So yeah, no, I knew some of the story, just not all of it, but of course, as they were nicknaming the bad boy of basketball, that era, that attitude NBA era. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I felt like this was actually more family oriented versus about his basketball career because you kind of knew that part.
Right.
But but the upbringing, the foundation. I mean, the uncles in there and the sisters in there. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, and I think with Iverson, he's such a transcending player. He's such a guy that was a trendsetter and really kind of came in. You know, there's just certain people that come into the league and they change the game. You know, Jordan did it when he came in. Iverson, I think, and you know, let's get into it. I think he was like the next guy to kind of change the way the game, not necessarily is played, but how it's presented.
Yeah.
A-Trap. I was saying, you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got a text right when y'all said that and ask where we on. Like, yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. You know what? I was watching this. It's funny that you asked that question first. I was watching this, right? And Allen Iverson is the first superstar I was older than. You know,
first superstar that you followed. Yeah.
You know, I mean, period. He's the first superstar that I'm older than. Like, I walked into the world with Muhammad Ali at the end of his career, Dr. J, Reggie Jackson, and then came along Walter Payton and, you know, Michael Jordan, Walter Payton, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan. They're all older than me. Allen Iverson is the next superstar. Because, you know, Shaq was a star, but he wasn't Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson is the first superstar that I was older than. You know, I was like, man, I'm older than this guy. And it was like, I remember every day of this Allen Iverson thing because, you know, when you my age, like this, like you guys missed out on a little bit of this because they need to do something about John Thompson because John Thompson took the world by storm. You know, he was unapologetically black. He was bigger than everybody, physically bigger than everybody.
Right.
He had Hoya paranoia. So when you were put like this, Allen Iverson went to Georgetown, and if you didn't know better, you assumed just by watching the team, Georgetown was HBCU.
Right. Yeah, I did. For real. I did growing up. I'm like, Ewing.
Right. You got Ewing, you got Michael Graham.
Morning,
you had
all
country just liking them. And then, you know, you got Morning, me and Morning the same age. And then Matumbo comes. And then Allen just
Bulldogs, man.
Right. It was like they were like, you know, kind of like the University of Miami. Right. And Georgetown were de facto black teams. Like you like, I want to go there.
With the gear and everything, man.
If you didn't get a Georgia basketball at Six Flags, man, don't talk to me, man. If you didn't get the Bulldogs, you got to get the basketball, man.
Like rappers was wearing the Georgetown gear, just like rappers was wearing the Miami jerseys.
You know, like with the you had to play making again. All those guys older than me.
Yeah,
I'm an adult watching this young fella. He 5 years younger than me, but he was like, man, I like this young guy. And then you know he was quote unquote hip hop. So
like through and through.
This is my coming of age of sorts. Like I'm 25 years old. He's showing up.
Yeah.
Right.
20. What he showed up at 93? Hold it. Zoe left in 92.
Yeah, about 90. About 93, 94, 92.
Me and Zoe together.
Yeah, man.
90, because in 94, I think that's when all that stuff started trying to come out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 94.
He drafted in 96, so he had to show up at 93. Man.
96.
This was my vibe, you know. This was, and then sports was different back then. Just think about it, man. Allen Iverson is the first person to leave Georgetown and what they used to call hardship.
Yeah.
On Hearts, yeah.
Yeah. Dudes did not leave there. It wasn't no leaving early, like they said. And John Thompson was one of those guys. That was like center university. It was just like pushing out centers or power forwards during that day. I can't think of a lot of guards.
So
yeah, Mutombo. I mean, there was probably some guys that maybe didn't necessarily make it as far, but I mean that's who they were. Like there wasn't a lot of small guys coming out of Georgetown, but because of
actually it was, they just didn't get the same plug.
Do all of it.
It just seemed like how some teams in the NFL, how some teams in the NFL they just push out wide receivers, some college teams or running backs.
Penn State linebacker youth to this day.
Exactly. But this is a good point right here. Ewing, Reggie Williams, David Wingate, Michael Jackson, Mikael Williams. He said, I believe, championship team. Shout out to Theodora Blue Streak. Thank you for tuning in. And
Theodora.
This round of applause is for you too, Shaka. Thank you for tuning in as well.
Shaka with the knowledge.
But yeah, man, talk about that, Wilkes. The trendsetter, the next level of the trendsetter.
Yeah. Georgetown is the foundation of it. That's a whole other story of its own. But then you got some like AI coming out of there, and on the turn of, hip hop is blowing up. Redman is going crazy. Wu-Tang is out of control. Method Man's going nuts. I mean, it's you got. Songs, albums, tours, fashion.
Yeah.
Cameos on sitcoms. I feel like Allen Iverson, they didn't even talk about it. Well, they didn't have to, but how he started popping up on like black sitcoms. I think he's had a few cameos on some shows, but it was big. I mean, even when and if you got into the video game side, when NBA started doing the street basketball, it was something.
Yeah. I think it was street ball. I think it was EA
street ball. Like EA Sports. Yeah, NBA Streets. I mean, it was. Yeah, it was a big deal, and of course, now you're gonna have some flack because they're just like, well, why who is this? Like, he's coming in trying to switch things up. This is how we've been doing it. He's not wearing suits. Why he not wearing a suit? Why
Right.
Yeah, but he's definitely that mark. He is that pivotal point where we say, oh, we want to be like Mike. Well, now it's like, I want to be like AI over here.
Like AI.
Hey.
And this was a whole different generation. And to your point,
and the crossover coming on the scene.
Right. It was just a complete mixture. Like you said, it was hip hop, fashion, and music.
Yeah, a little attitude era.
All of those things, and in basketball, all those things just kind of meshed together, and it was gonna happen. So
I think he's become. When I was watching this, I was like, so is he like the Mike Tyson of the NBA? Like he's got that kind of, I don't know. He's got that tagline for everything. It's like, Mike is the bad boy of boxing. He did it his way. He gonna run through you. He gonna go crazy. So Allen's the same way. He's like, we're gonna take it out on the court. You don't like how we playing. I think Allen is that version of maybe Mike Tyson, but NBA style. I mean, I'm sure there's been a lot more other bad boys, but AI definitely has stood out. Allen Iverson definitely has made that mark.
Yeah.
Because anytime you see him, they can be like, oh man, he got attitude.
And I think he was just apologetically himself.
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to be somebody. He wasn't putting on an act. Now he did say at one point he was, when he was I don't know. I think that was he was sticking up for one of his friends or something. He mentioned he was like, I was embarrassed for how I acted, but
he did.
it was, that's just who he was. So let's rewind it back. Iverson's upbringing. So Allen Iv3rson, Bubba Chuck. One of his uncle's names was Bubba. The other name was Chuck. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. I knew Bubba Chuck, but I didn't know where it came from.
Right. I didn't know that, which was kind of a nice spin on things. But family was big to him. It was huge, and I think it was during that time where there was poverty. Obviously, he talked about it growing up in Newport News, Virginia, and he didn't have a lot, but you had family.
Yeah.
And we've all been there before, where you may not have a lot, but because you have the family that you live with, your relatives that are nearby. He had his uncles that he was really close to, his brothers and sisters. So
Yeah.
I think that the upbringing story was necessary. I think that needed to happen. And really, and his mom, which his mom looks good. I mean, I think I looked up how old she was. I don't remember, but you know, her being in his life. And one thing he said was, my mom said you can be whatever you want to be, and I actually believed it. I think that sums up, you know, Iverson being one of the shortest guys to play, and still was able to transcend the game. So talk about his upbringing, A-Trap, and just
Man, I
a
love
family.
this upbringing, man. You know what was one of the most touching things about his upbringing was his uncle who cried. You know, it was like, just imagine, man. You know, that's my mantra. We always talk about how family is important. On my show, you hear me talk about developing the children and pouring into the children, and developing and pouring into children, and how that will pay back dividends. Imagine if the uncles were doing that from back in the day, because that's some back in the day uncle stuff. Hey man, it took me back to my Uncle Rory. I was a young dude. You know, I'm pretty much the only dude. I'm like the middle child on my mother's side of the family. Like everybody's a lot older, a lot younger. I'm just there. My Uncle Rory was going out that night. He said, "I'm gonna play backgammon." At the time, it was big.
Oh yeah.
And he went, "I'm gonna play with you."
My parents still got the backgammon set.
Everybody trying to see if we on. How about tapping in? Hit the link.
Y'all here? We ain't nowhere else.
Right. But he was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna play with you." His date got there early, and he was like, he got dressed and everything. We started playing. She said, "We could go early." He said, "No, we can't." I told him I was gonna play, and to this day, it's probably like 40 years later, more than 40 years later, it's still I'm still reminded of that. So that was the impact of family. That I remember when family used to be family.
Yeah.
You know, not just a bunch of people you knew. Me and Wilkes talked about that 2 weeks ago about his family reunions and how somehow we got away from that.
Right.
And I believe, you know, I knew all the stories because at that time I was a sports fanatic, but I didn't know that. And I'm like, see, everybody looked at this brother like he was some renegade. And Allen Iverson pretty much lived my dream, because I can remember telling people, man, I want to get to the point where I'm never gonna have to wear a suit ever again in my life. And he's there.
Oh yeah.
And you know, it's just like, and I really appreciated it. Man, the family thing would just blew my mind. So I enjoyed this, man. I mean, if I didn't say it already, I want you to understand. I truly and utterly enjoyed every moment of this. I will watch it again and again and again and again, because it debunked every lie that has been told about this young man.
Right.
They made that brother look like he was
like he was a bum.
Yeah.
Like he was heartless. And shout out to Amazon. They really been doing a great job with these documentaries. Side note, there was a John Candy documentary, which was amazing. Like I didn't know. Yeah, it's really good. And then they got the Barry Sanders one. I haven't watched that one yet, but I'm
I gotta check that one out myself.
So Prime is coming through with a lot. Shaka said AI raised the cultural bar in the NBA.
Absolutely.
And in my opinion, sports period. Yeah, he did. He did. Because it was bland. And a lot of that was David Stern. David Stern was, we just gonna do it this way.
Right.
And we're not doing it a different way. But because there wasn't any general rule to say what you can and can't wear, Iverson was like, I'm gonna be myself.
Right.
And then eventually, and then, you know, it ended up becoming a problem. And then you fast forward to today, and like he said, he took all the hits, he took all the bullets, he took all the criticism, and now today the stuff that they wear today is nothing compared to what Iverson was wearing.
Right.
You've seen some of the stuff that Kyle Kuzma was wearing a couple years ago, you would be like, what the hell is going on here?
What is that shirt?
Yeah. Like what are we even doing here? And they're following them into the game now. It's as soon as they get out of their cars, they're filming them as they're walking down. That wasn't a thing.
Right.
That wasn't a thing back in the day. Shout out to Gerald. Thank you for tuning in. He said, first time here. We appreciate you. We talk about this Allen Iverson documentary. It's on Prime. So if you want to add anything onto that, Whoops.
No, I enjoyed the family aspect of it because I didn't know any of that really because they were just focused on getting him drafted, getting him to a team, and that was it. Really, they didn't really. There was no big documentary. There was no like MTV cribs, come to my house, this is my family, blah blah blah. It was not.
They act like they was too scared.
Right. And like A-Trap said, they were already trying, and like you mentioned, they were already trying to, you would think the man had schizophrenia. They were trying to make it seem like he was all these different personalities. It was just like, hey, this is the way I'm playing. This is the way I play football at a high level.
Yeah.
This is the way I'm going to play basketball. All I know is attack, attack, attack. Even his sister said the older guys was upset at him, you know.
Yeah, he was like he was a kid, and they get mad. They want to fight. They want to fight little kid Allen Iverson.
Yeah, so I mean, it was just what he was. This is what he did, and I like he said, I don't think he was unapologetic about it. I think he stayed on the gas, and he just let's settle it on the court. I'm gonna take these strays, I'm gonna take these direct hits and things like that. But he's definitely significant. Like when you start talking about basketball in the late '90s. Early 2000s and on, it's definitely Allen has to be a part of that conversation. Yeah. I mean, even if it's just a highlight of a clip of him and you're talking about somebody else, he's got to get a clip.
Yeah. And I remember in college, one of my best friends, my college roommate. He was a huge Iverson fan, and when we used to find these clips of him playing high school football, it was like he could have did either or, and for him, really, football was his first love because he said basketball was like a sissy sport. It wasn't no contact.
Right. He's like, I don't want this, man. What is this?
So man, when he talked about that, I felt like that was interesting because he wanted the contact, and there's players that play both sports. I mean, hell, one of the best, Julius Peppers, he wasn't that good necessarily at basketball, but he played, and he was you could say arguably the best all-time sack leader, in the history of the NFL. So
he was solid at basketball, though. I think he playing him short. He wasn't
I was a big North Carolina fan. When Julius Peppers came in, it was it was kind of like it was backup minutes. He was a good backup forward / center. I give him that.
Because I remember Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, he was another one. Yeah, he was another one. But yeah, man. So basketball or football? What would you think he could be as great in football as basketball? I'm gonna say no because I just think the size factor. But A-Trap.
I think no. For the same reason a lot of quarterbacks struggle today. You have coaches that don't coach. See, to me, this is a theory that I came up with. This is how I see the game because I used to bleed football. I'm like AI. I thought basketball was for sissies because of the people, not because of the game.
Right.
But I think the biggest flaw in the National Football League, he could have been a college star. But the biggest flaw in the National Football League, in my opinion, is you have two types of coaches that coach player systems, and you got coaches that coach players. The coaches that coach the player are the coaches that win Super Bowls. The coaches that coach systems are the George Stefanskis and those guys. Oh, my systems worked real good with David Wilkes. So we're going to keep running it because Wilkes was able to do it, but I'm not Wilkes.
Right.
I'm Brian. I'm H-Rap. You got to coach me like that's why my man Jackson is killing it in Baltimore. That's why Patrick Mahomes kills it. I believe that's what is holding back Caleb Williams here in Chicago, because you want me to play like you want me to play.
Right.
You need to coach the system around what I'm good at. You drafted me. You didn't draft the West Coast offense. You didn't draft the Air Coryell offense. You drafted me. Make the system work for me. Mike Shanahan is great at that. Kyle Shanahan is great at that. Andy Reid is great at that. You don't get a lot of professional coaches that are great at that. So dudes are stifled because you want me to be Tom Brady. And did you draft Tom Brady? No. Did you draft a Tom Brady-like quarterback? No. You drafted. Right. That's the genius in Larry Brown, which we saw in this. Larry Brown is a structured guy who's going to do this. But he said, I got this. If Allen Iverson would have had the same, if Pat Croce would have came rookie year and said, hey, I know y'all the two different people, but y'all the same guy. Yeah, if he had said that from the go, they probably would have won a championship, because great coaches coach players, not systems.
Right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And Jaden Daniels right now, like Kingsbury may not be a good head coach, but he offense and QBs, he's
right there
because he's able to, like you said, he's able to fit it to what they can do. And not the other way around.
That should be, because you should be coaching to their talents and their strengths. And even if there's their weakness, okay, this play didn't work for you, this scheme didn't work.
Yeah. Like, at the end of the day, you want to win. So why don't you use this guy to his best abilities and not try to make him, I mean, that's why they try to make Vic a pocket passer at one point. Like, ain't no way, that's not Vic.
Yeah, stop. Yeah.
Not Vic.
And think about it. When did Vic excel? With Dan Reeves and Andy Reid. Dan Reeves said, go do what you do.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Andy Reid said, I'll help you.
Yeah. But I mean, to back to Allen Iverson, he was just, there's some of these athletes that we see that are just, they just have that it factor. You can't put your finger on it. It's that killer instinct, like he said, like Kobe was, like Jordan was. It's just in their DNA. And when he was playing football, when they won a state championship, he was playing it as a kid. He didn't want to play basketball, but then he ended up seeing some of his teammates in the gym, and he realized, like, okay, this is more physical than I thought. And again, he was still one of the shortest guys on the field and on the court, but he just had that it factor that you can't coach. You can't coach somebody to have that killer instinct. So just the dominance he had. And then I think one of the biggest things that I learned out of this, which I thought was a really interesting fact, is that he wanted to go to Notre Dame. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either, but what I'm saying,
to play both basketball and football, which is like unheard. I don't know if that's happened at Notre Dame before that I can think of.
Not at Notre Dame.
Yeah. I was gonna say, so just imagine if it would have went that way.
Oh wow.
He'd been even bigger though.
Yeah, because he would have had people, like you said, we had the era of I want to be Magic, I want to be like Mike.
Right.
Now it's Allen Iverson, it's AI. It's like, oh, this guy's breaking down. He doing this? Oh, I need to be doing some of that. It was definitely one of those things.
He was Lamar Jackson before Lamar Jackson. He was Vic before Vic.
And
you know what's funny? A dude came right behind him, went to the school you love, and broke all his records. Get the same thing. Ronald Curry. He ended up being a wide receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
He broke all. He did exactly what AI did. Number one in basketball, number one in football.
Yeah. Ronald Curry was a beast, man. He don't get a lot of respect. Even when he went to wide receiver, he was with them Raiders teams. I think they went to a Super Bowl or two, right? During the year.
Ronald Curry was insane.
Yeah. Let me get to a couple of comments. Gerald, do y'all talk football too? So we review movies, films, documentaries. So tonight's topic is the Allen Iverson documentary. So, but we did the Cowboys documentary. So I was definitely suggest go back and watch that. He said he's a Cowboys fan, so definitely go back and watch that. We reviewed that series, the 8-part series, which they really need to do. Hell, they need to do it one every year because people are gonna watch it.
Oh, yeah, people watch that.
If you trash,
let's not get carried away now.
Hey, if you trash or not, I guarantee you.
Just keep the modern day stuff going on, man. Just sprinkling a few seasons here and there, man.
Yeah, what's up now?
Some Jerry interviews, some Michael interviews.
So let's get to this fight at the bowling alley. Now there was I think it was a 30 for 30 that was on Allen Iverson, in which it talked a lot about this. But this took another kind of a deeper dive into it, and just how his mom was really behind the activism, and like my son didn't do anything. But again, every time this happens, they're gonna go after the star. They're not gonna go after Jimmy Williams over here, who plays, who's the fourth string, or the guy that's on the end of the bench. They're gonna go after Allen Iverson. He's a well-known name, and I didn't know they had when they came in with the pictures, and it was Allen Iverson and like three other guys that was like in their 30s. Like we know the deal. This kid's gonna leave this area, and we don't want him to do that. We want to find a way to suppress his abilities, suppress his talent, suppress his future, which they thought they did. So, A-Trap, I know this is definitely up your alley.
Oh yeah, man. This is one of those situations to whereas you will destroy anything and everything about our community in order to enhance. This is something I was speaking about today. We have to stop using terminology like we're our own worst enemies. No, we're not. You have systems in place to destroy you. You have white kryptonite, what I call crack cocaine, was placed in our community. So, look. Ironically, I brought this up today on the earlier episode. How is it that we're our own worst enemy, and this chemical is placed in our communities right as you're removing academic opportunities, vocational opportunities, art opportunity, artistic opportunities, whether it be music, science, and things of that nature. All those things are removed. Hope is taken away, and then you put people in survival mode, and you put a poison and military issued weapons. This is what he's subjected to. He is right in the midst of that. He's at the pinnacle of that era. And then what we're gonna do for those roses that break through the concrete, we're gonna do our best to grab hold of you as well. Don't tell me we are our own worst enemy. And this is a young man who saw a fight. You have people at the fight saying, he said, "Hey man, I'm out of here.
I'm gone."
I've never heard that on all the documentaries. I'm out of here, because even he knew, hey, it's time to go because it's gonna get real crazy. Right. So no, we're not our own worst enemies. We have to stop saying that, because at that point it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right. And we all know we all been in situations at the bowling alley, at a party where okay, it's about to go left. Right. Time for me to go. If y'all want to stay, y'all can stay, but I'm getting out of here. And then later on, the next day, you like somebody got shot, something happened, and you know. And he had that sense, like, okay, I need to get out of here.
Yeah, because he's, I've seen this. Yeah, it's like, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
All right, no good can come of this. I need to remove myself from this. But it's, of course, then like you said, they're gonna try to, nail you to the phone post because you was involved. You've been, these guys. You've been hanging out with. They try to do everything they can to, trip you up and make. See, we told you. Look. See, it's just like, stop, man. So he already knows.
This kind of reminded me of the Central Park situation, because it was she was like, look, he can rehabilitate himself while he's in there. I mean, it's not like it's that bad of a situation. Like, you rehabilitate himself for not doing anything,
right? Exactly.
For wanting to leave the situation, and he's gonna. I'm like, did they ever actually find the guy to do the chair? Like, they didn't even care about that part.
Yeah, but I said they probably didn't look for him.
They probably didn't even look for him. Yeah.
So he right. He was supposed to serve 15 years, and I'll say this documentary could have been called A Mother's Love, as well as the Allen Iverson documentary, just because the way she loved him, and the way she, it's your mom, obviously, the way she took the time, like, okay, I'm about to switch modes. I was loving him, I was taking care of him, I helped him get to this point. Now I need to be his activist, I need to be his lawyer, I need to be the the person that he needs, and she's really been that person at different stages of his life. So, man, talk about his mom, Wilkes, and just an impact that she made.
Yeah, I think it was one of those things where he saw her, working hard to, and I don't think he made comments about, hey, I got this game, but I think there was no love lost there when she would tell him, hey, I got this second job, this third job. I'm working that's great, baby. I love what you're doing out there, but I got to get this situation. I'm trying to maybe even get you out of this situation, but I'm working these jobs, and like his sister said, you were poor, but you didn't realize it because you had the love of your family. Like Allen said, hey, this paradise to me. I didn't know nothing else, so this kind of upbringing prepared me for the world that was around me. That's why you can fit in any place, in any space, because it's like, oh, I've been pretty much indirectly and directly brought up and trained for this moment. So I loved how the mom was just right. Like my mom, she had me at 16. So there was a lot of this kind of like it made me think about how, like I've said before, hey, me and my mom sometimes was in the dark. But that to me was nothing, because I was like, we're going to get past that. It's moms. Me and mom, we're going to make it all right. I wash a few cars, cut some grass, paint some houses. Anyway I can help.
Whatever it took.
Yeah, anyway I can help, but it wasn't always long. So I definitely understand this to a point. And I thought the mom side of it was definitely like, she could have had a whole documentary.
About to say, she could have had a whole... It could have been part one, could have been her.
Yeah, part one, just her, So, no, I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed how she met the next father. I guess you say that the next his next dad, and how the other dad was crazy. But, just hearing that and just growing up around that, and the uncles and just, how one of the uncles, they felt like, man, I was leaving my brother behind,
Right.
It was nice. I enjoyed the mom's story of it. It was very significant.
Yeah. And his mom has always been there. Like anytime you see a game, she's sitting on the sideline. If it's a photo somewhere, she's there somewhere.
But she finally got to that point where she could be at the games.
Right.
She could make it to those moments.
Right.
And then of course, like he said, once I got out of that situation, I touched this basketball court. That's it.
Right. What's up, Keisha? Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, man. Iverson was just one of those people that is bigger than the sport. Really, it's bigger. He's bigger than the NBA. I think bigger than the sport, because when you're still being talked about afterwards, you're still being talked about those moments. The moment that's etched in my mind is when he crossed over Jordan. And that was really when I was like, okay.
Oops.
He for real. When Jordan had that one move, and
he's like, yeah, man. He said, I think I'm going to try it against the great one.
But he had that, I don't care. And he's had that his whole life. I don't care. I'm just going to live it to the last day. And it's benefited him, obviously, in multiple different ways.
Yeah.
So, man, and again, talking about his mom, the whole story of him going to Georgetown, which I heard that before, where his opportunities was gone. So, I mean, he probably would have maybe he would have walked on somewhere. Maybe he would have went to a JUCO. But his chances would have been slim if he was going that route. And his mom ended up going to talk to John Thompson. And again, shout out to him. Like, okay, I see what's going on. I see that you coming to me is a rarity, and that don't happen. And he's like, if he gets out, I'll bring him on. And he knew the backlash he was going to get too. It wasn't like this was going to be a highly touted, squeaky clean guy that somebody wasn't going to have something to say about. So, man, talk about John Thompson doing that, and really, again, another father figure, because he wasn't what Georgetown's in DC. So, I mean, he wasn't at home, so I'm sure he needed some guidance and different people to be around.
No, I
Yeah,
think
I mean, oh, go ahead with.
no. Go ahead.
Something that isn't spoken about enough is Georgetown is part of the Catholic universities, Boston College, DePaul University, Georgetown, and a few others throughout the country. Wow. This is something that people need to identify. You have to have a 3.0 GPA to play. You can graduate with a whatever.
Yeah.
But you have to have a 3.0 GPA to play in the Catholic universities, Notre Dame, Boston College, DePaul. So John Thompson also requires you to write an essay on why he should allow you to come to this school. This is why Grant Hill didn't go to Georgetown. He's like, I ain't writing no essay. I'm Grant Hill.
You know who I am?
Yeah.
So this lets you know that Allen Iverson was academically prepared as well. Mm-hmm. Don't just think this was a dude just running around, running, throwing, jumping, scoring. This dude was he had the academic aptitude, he had the athletic prowess, and he had the determination to get there. John Thompson is just a conduit to get to where you need to be. And even though you never heard about the other guys, Georgetown wasn't always recruiting the squeakiest, cleanest guys in the world. Michael Graham, Victor Page, who was there with AI. You had some guys. He had a lot of guys out of Dunbar High School, out of DC. These are not the nicest guys in the world. So all these guys swear by Big John, and then look, they went to school for 4 years, and they got degrees. That's the one thing about the Catholic universities. You're not just gonna go there to play ball. You're gonna go ahead. You may become a millionaire because you played ball here, but you're gonna have the aptitude to get there. Wingate is another guy who had a checkered past. So this isn't new for John. It was just with the media hype and the hype. Like she said, it was Mike Jarvis who eventually went to another Catholic university, St. John, and John Thompson. You not gonna play around going to those institutions, which I really appreciated. And I think they should have got into that a little more because, like you said, he got his GED at the crib and he was the valedictorian in his class. You know, just playing. Like he said, I was the valedictorian in my class. So
and shout out to the tutor. Shout out to the tutor. I don't think I put her name down, but like you need these people along the way to either they may just be cheering, they may just give you a suggestion, or they may really was at his wedding too. I mean, that just tells you that
she was.
So I mean,
you repeat yourself, Ben. You
froze a little bit.
You froze for like 4 seconds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just saying, like she was impactful. I was saying you need people along the way to give you that encouragement, or to give you a kind word, or to sometimes hold your hand to get you there. And I've had people like that. You know, again, we're talking about sports. My little league baseball coach, the guy was an accountant. This was the Babe Ruth League, and I mean, this stuff that I still remember to this day that he said. So, you know, it just goes back to those people along the way.
Oh yeah,
to where you need to be. But again, John Thompson was our guy. Rest in peace to him. And when you look at, I wanted to look this up, some like all-time greats. Some Georgetown we didn't mention. Sleepy Floyd. Now that was 1978 to 1982.
I heard that name.
Jeff Green, and Jeff Green has had a hell of a run in the league. I think he's still playing.
I have a hard
Greg Monroe, Warren Hibbert. I mean, so there, Othello Harrington, I remember him. So I mean, there was a lot of
Georgetown,
a lot of guys. It was a very historical program, and like you said, A-Trap, you had to have the grades. You had to be able to really, you had to prove yourself that you were worthy to be here.
Oh, I remember that in high school, man. The coaches would be checking to make sure you're in the classroom, make sure it ain't just checking in the class. Right. They want to see your report card. They want to see your progress report.
Right.
Your absentees. If you miss, that's the thing though. Those coaches was probably echoing what these prominent colleges were doing with those young men. If they doing it at Grambling State and Prairie View, if they doing it at Georgetown, if they doing it at Boston College, whatever, it's like, hey, we need this to trickle down in the high school because we got these young men, black women, young black men coming through. And, even I remember we had what they call dress out. We had to put suits on when it was game day. Right. We had to wear suits.
Yeah.
So these high schools were echoing what these they were echoing what these colleges were doing and what these other high schools were doing. So all this right here just reminds me of the things I remember growing up and what coaches were doing and what they were just trying to relate to the young men that they were leaders of. It's like, hey, this is how you conduct yourself, or what's your grades look. I mean, you'd be walking down the hall, say so and so with, hey, what's your science test look like? It's out of the blue. You trying to talk to the honey, and he worrying about science stuff. I ain't over here making no DNA helix chart, man. Get out of here, man. Busy.
Yeah.
And now you were trying to make a DNA healing chart.
Right. Yeah, not the way that we thinking. Yeah, not the way that
not the way he wanted you to do it, but you tried to make you.
Like talking about no real Bobby Ellis.
Right. But so Iverson ends up getting out. Governor what was his name? Wilder gives him clemency, ends up going to Georgetown. Showed up and balled out. There was no convincing. There was no confusion. There was no like, okay, he's gonna come in and he's gonna be slowly, gradually getting into it. Nah, AI was just like, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here, and it's over. And he's been the guy at every level since Pop Warner, since basketball at the rec gym. I mean, I loved how they had his old coaches on there and how they kind of flashed back and did different interviews. And it seems like his rookie year interview, maybe that was a Reebok interview. They were really referencing back to that, which he was very well trained as far as media. A lot of guys, this was back in high school. He was like, yeah, this is what we did. This is what we came to do. And I really, was doing this for my team. Like, I think that's the selfless part that people don't give him credit for, because they just say, oh, he was just a ball hog, or he didn't pass the ball. Now, let's be honest. If it was between him or Eric Snow, who's shooting the last shot?
Oh, no, man.
It ain't gonna be Eric Snow.
No, man.
Now, it had to be sometimes. Aaron McKee, made some good shots at certain times. But if it was between the three of them, it's gonna be AI. Like,
yeah. Kick it out the AI, man. Stop it.
Right. So he ends up coming out of Georgetown. Oh, go ahead.
I'll tell you what he said once in an interview. They asked him, why you shoot so much? He said, look, it's 24 seconds on the shot clock. I'm the point guard. I come up and I pass the ball. He said, if it get back to me with 6 seconds, they didn't want to shoot.
Right. It's 24 seconds, man.
You gotta tell it like it is, man. It's too many of us that just wanna sugarcoat it and not tell it like it is. AI was just one of those guys that told it exactly how it is.
And I think that was I think that was the thing back then. They weren't used to him just speaking his mind. I tell you, man, they were trying to make it seem like the man was schizophrenic, man. Like he had 5 different personalities.
They were just like, used to him walking around, not speaking up.
Yeah, I'm doing my shit. I'm not even trying to prove anything. I'm just playing. You get destroyed if you come over here and talking that mess. I'm just let the ball speak for itself, man. I'm just talking mess. Yeah, okay, well, I'm gonna break your ankles. So pretty much.
Yeah. First pick in the draft.
Right.
You said you got that from football?
It's a football mentality. I mean, when you watch him play, you see a football player, like Allen Iverson. If Allen Iverson was bigger, he couldn't have played basketball, I don't think. If Allen Iverson would have grew to be 6'3", he couldn't have played basketball, because when I'm watching him, I'm like, he leads with his shoulders.
Yeah.
He is relentless. Yeah. And like, I played DB, and he played safety. Well, he played safety. I played corner and safety. They teach you that last play don't count. No matter how good that last, you could have did a pick six, ran it back 95 yards. The coach be like, okay.
It's still time on the clock.
Back out there. Yeah, there's still time out there. Ain't no high fives. You got your breath going out there.
Right. Thank you.
He would have been a LeBron. Because the way LeBron goes to the hole, ain't no I don't care what.
Other people who played football all state.
Right, true.
You getting trucked.
He could have been a tight end to this day. He could have been playing tight end to this day.
You getting
if he would have stuck with football.
You're getting trucked.
We don't let you touch the dude. Down. Ooh, I can't even watch pro football.
Yeah. Him leaning his shoulder and running over somebody like this, he would have been one of the best tight ends probably ever if he would have went football route.
Yeah, Harold Carmichael on steroids.
Really.
Full throttle, man.
You talking about the Giants linebacker, right?
He's 6'6", 6'7", wide receiver.
Oh wow. I was thinking of Harry. It's another guy here to play for the Giants.
No, that's Harry Carson.
Harry Carson. Okay. But he could have did either or. So he ends up going in the 1996 draft. That draft has to go down as one of the greatest. What do you say, H-Rap? One of the best, greatest. Kobe, Ray Allen, Steve Nash.
Oh man.
AI. I mean the list in that draft is crazy.
Now had the Bulls just won in 96? Or was that they had just won in 96? I think that was the last
Yeah. But that draft was wild. Let me go back and see some other. Jermaine O'Neal was in that draft. Marcus Camby, Marbury.
Was Shaq in that draft or was he 5? Was he
No, he was long gone.
He was long, he was long.
Shaq got in.
That's right.
You got Sharif Abdul-Rahim, I think, was in that draft.
Yep, he was in that draft too.
Kerry Kittles.
Kerry Kittles was in there. Yep.
Kobe, Peja Stojakovic.
Yeah.
Oh man. Mutombo was in there?
Derek Fisher was in that draft too.
Fisher was in there?
Yeah, Derek Fisher was in that draft.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I did not know that. Othello Harrington was in the second round, his teammate.
Yeah. Dang.
So man.
Y'all heard me?
Was that
talking about good?
We just gotta spread the love.
He was.
Yeah. We kept reading.
Derek Fisher. Come on, not that. I said Derek Fisher. Come on.
Hey, he won some championships. He played his role.
Yeah. So did Will Perdue. He got 5 too.
So did Carson Wentz.
Lou Longley had 3 or something, right?
Lou Longley. Oh, God.
The best players that was drafted: Ray Allen, Stephon Marbury, Allen Iverson,
Derek Fisher.
Yeah, I was like, I forgot about that.
Right now, going. What do you bring me up?
I
forgot Derek Fisher was in that. Gosh, that's quiet.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But so that the crossover story, I did not. He learned that from Dean Barry, which was his teammate at Georgetown. Now maybe he had a crossover, maybe this particular style of crossover. But he said he was pulling from different players. He said he was like changing something. He was watching other people. Yeah, but once he got it down, it was over. He probably still using that thing to this day on his kids, and if you got any grandkids yet, he probably gonna try to use it on them. Oh, you know it, man. But that was like God Sham God back in the day. You remember that? At Providence, was he that? I mean, he never really had a good run in the NBA, but he's actually coaching right now. But who's he coaching? He's for the Orlando Magic. He's I think like player development. He was with the Mavs. Yeah, he was with the Mavs for a long time. He was with the Mavs for a minute. Last one. That's who he with now. Because last time was Mavs. Yeah. He ended up going because Mosley There was a guy who used to be the coach at the Mavs, but
Yeah.
I mean, talking about how he learned that crossover, and it's the difference between obviously Dean Barry and Allen Iverson. Dean Barry may knew how to do it, but
Right.
Allen Iverson knew how to do it. You know what I'm saying? He knew how to do it when it mattered.
Dean Barry was still like, he said he was watching other people, but he was like, "Oh, I need to change that." But then Allen Iverson was like, "Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna pull it off."
Right. I mean, still it goes back to them people along the way. I mean, he had to have a Dean Barry to give him that little bit of a tweak. Got to have that John Thompson. Got to have them teammates that he had.
Breaking ankles out here.
Yeah. And so talk the Iversons. Any of y'all have a pair of Iversons?
Oh yes. Oh gosh. Oh Lord, yes.
Yeah. I had that first pair with the blue tip on the front.
Blue, oh man, Reebok. Oh God. I was like,
it was comfortable. It was comfortable too.
Blue and all, they were nice. Yeah,
they looked comfortable.
I didn't want to, but I didn't wear them too much because I didn't want to get the creases in them. Man, I was like, nah, man, I can't wear them.
Yeah, but man, the age old competition, Nike or Reebok, which in most instances, you go the Nike route just because of the legacy and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But Reebok, that was probably the biggest shoe. I mean, arguably that they probably have ever had. I can't think of. And up to this point, I wouldn't buy.
Maybe Dion with Reebok, or was he with Nike?
Dion
was Nike. That was Emmett had Reebok, but he didn't have no.
But yeah, it wasn't like
just explosive. Yeah,
people wasn't running the store to buy it. Let me get them Emmets. Y'all got them Emmets back there.
Ain't nobody running by no Emmets, man.
Let me get them 2 tools, baby.
Hey, I know them Emmets flying off the shelf, man. I got them
let me get them British nice.
Yeah.
That was probably I don't know anybody else. That probably is the biggest shoe Reebok.
I can't think of another person who had them.
He shut it down, man. Well, Shaq had his, but that was short lived.
He was selling that Payless, man.
Yeah, he started doing his own shoe.
Shaq,
but he said he went to Reebok obviously because of that money. That's money. They was paying more
money on, baby.
But also, I think in the back of his mind, he was probably thinking like, do I want to just be all the other guys on Nike? Or do I want to be the guy, like until forever, until the end of time for Reebok?
Yeah.
And he had multiple shoes, multiple different years that was coming out. I mean, he got that lifetime contract. So, shout out to Reebok. Really, and the guy, I think his name was Q. His name was Q, but I think he worked for Reebok. It sounded like, but he was kind of another one of them guys that you need to be like, hey, this is a great opportunity. This may not be, hey man, you got too many guys that you paying, and eventually, your money ended up running out. But obviously, he made the right decision. He was the face of Reebok. I remember that commercial where he was dribbling a football like it was a basketball. I don't know if y'all remember that.
I actually saw that during the. I was doing either MTV Music Awards or it was doing a basketball or something. I'm just like, this man's he's bouncing a basketball. I mean, bouncing a football. What is happening?
Yeah, man.
What I really appreciated about Q was, unlike most people in the corporate world, they thought about Allen Iverson.
Yeah, the person.
Yep, they gave him a lifetime contract, so he'll never starve. But they said, hey, instead of just giving you this $100 million now, we're gonna put 60 in escrow, and by the time you get that 60, it was probably 120.
Yeah,
because he just got that money like 2 years ago.
Right. Because he was strapped.
Dealing with.
I think because I think when you start getting into that, if you actually have these big wigs that sit back and make the decisions or have people make the decisions for them, I think they realize, look, he's kicking up some dust over here. But actually, when you watch him play, you watch him give an interview, you watch him talk, he's got that spark we want. He's got that edge. He's got that attitude. We can market that. We can say, hey, put your head down, but still have that fire in your belly. you can go where you want to go. And I think that's what Nike and Reebok, I think that's what they latch onto. They don't really, even you run into a rough patch, they ain't like, no, we ain't gonna lose this money. We ain't gonna lose this money. Yeah, we ain't gonna lose this money because he bringing it in and he got his own line. Nah. Because look at Nike.
Okay.
I mean, when they were, Jordan had his gambling thing going on. Nike didn't back up Air Jordan. They didn't back like, nah, well, we go straight. No, they crazy. It's Jordan. What?
Yeah, this is Jordan we're talking about.
He got a whole brand, Air Jordan. It's not even Nike. It's just Air Jordan. It's like stop. Yeah. It's like, yeah.
The amount of times, the amount of Jordans that they've come out with, yeah, there wasn't no way they was like, nah.
Yeah. And relaunch the classic. Right.
Yeah. Real to this day. Different colors.
Right.
Different combo. They mixing two different Jordans together.
I don't even think it says Nike anywhere on the shoe anymore. I think it just says Air Jordan.
No, it's just got his logo on
Jordan
it.
brand.
Yeah, it's got a Jordan brand.
It's the equivalent of what Nike would be GMC and Chevy would be.
Yeah, it's like Dodge. They got Ram and they got Dodge.
Mm-hmm.
You got Ram, you got Dodge. There's Dodge. It don't even say Dodge. It just says Ram on the truck. It don't even say Dodge. It say Ram.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, to your point, A-Trap, Hugh was really a great person to have, and for them to think about him, because they easily could have just gave him that money and like, you can do whatever you want to do with it.
Right.
But we actually going to think about you, and one of the biggest things he said is we didn't try to figure out how to market Allen Iverson. We said, you go be you. We gonna bring the cameras. We may give you some hints and some suggestions, but you just be you. And I mean, I think that's the best partnership he could have ever had. Because I don't think Nike would have put in that much effort, or even would have cared to.
I think at that time Nike would have been like, okay, what's the next big thing?
Right, exactly. Because I mean, there was dudes $1 million a minute going to Nike. Probably in that draft. Yes. Well, Kobe ended up doing Adidas, but Ray Allen, I mean, most of those guys end up doing Nike just because.
Yeah,
that was the thing to do.
The biggest name. Yeah,
it was the thing to do. Yeah.
And I mean, again, to Pat John Thompson, God rest his soul, on the back, he said he on the board of directors. Like, boy, you better take that money, man.
What you asking me for?
Yeah, exactly. He said that's the best thing you can do.
Right.
But again, that just shows you what you've hammered the nail home on to this evening, being the village. You haven't said these words, but it's the village, man.
Right. That's right.
He had a village around him. Right. He had his coaches. He had his uncles. He even had his friend Rashad. This dude clearly, I like the way they let you knew without them saying it. My man was a super thug. And he was like, "Hey, I'll fight." Like when he was out there fighting.
Yeah,
his man stood up. He said, "Hey, y'all can fight a 1-on-1, but just understand when the fight over,
you gonna come through me." Yeah.
And that is the village that we speak about all the time. That is no longer there. What I really appreciated about this is, man, nobody was. I like his drug dealer homegirl. She was so loyal to him, even to this day. You talking about this had to happen in 2024, 2023. She's like, Chuck, do I tell him the truth? And you heard him in the back, like, hey, you don't lie for it. It's over now.
You're right.
I mean, we was out there selling drugs. She was willing to just go ahead and lie, like,
right.
I ain't finna tell on my boy. You know, this is, even though he was in the documentary, I didn't like him in the documentary, and I don't like him as a human. Stephen A. Smith. Yeah. Stephen A. Smith dressed himself up as a friend to that. He was like he was part of that deal. No, you even said in the documentary, I have to tell. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Right.
And shout out to mass media for one thing and one thing only. I remember it was around 99. This one reporter just couldn't keep his mouth shut. I've never heard from this reporter again. He told the world that Dr. J had a daughter who was a professional tennis player. All the guys in the media knew, and even on ESPN, they was like, "We knew about it. We don't understand why he told." They ostracized him for that.
Yeah,
like, look, dog, we talking sports.
Yeah,
right. You trying to do some TMZ type stuff,
right? He openly lets people know, I got dirt on you, dude. You really dry snitching. You're not telling. But why you got people knowing and it's dirt about me? But it ain't really nothing. It's okay. I'm out kicking it. Like he even told on him, if he went in the house and got a good night's sleep, he wouldn't do good. And if he went out there and drank all night, he'd go 50. We kept seeing Allen Iverson going 50. So what you just
he was an alcoholic. Is basically
right. You just called a man a drunk.
Right.
And I just that's why I don't. I understand. Allen is a fiercely loyal person, as we saw. But Stephen A. Smith, Allen, we know you watching, bro. But hit that shit. Tell a friend. You just told the world, you gave the world dirt, and that's what I
was
don't
unnecessary too.
Right.
That wasn't even necessary.
We didn't
need to know that.
I don't like him for that.
Yeah. And that's him. That's his MO. You want the clicks. He is Mr. Clickbait.
Yep.
Like his whole gimmick, the whole show is, I don't really have an opinion. I'm just gonna pick a side and argue.
Yeah, he got to be that. She wants to be that shock job.
My favorite part about him, and I'm not being facetious at all, is when he go like my man. Like I know Wilkes love, just about following him on social media. I know Wilkes love to cook, and I know he loved one of my favorite cars, which is the Ford Mustang. Wilkes is a Ford Mustang aficionado, and then start talking, and then he'll lead it right back to Wilkes, so Wilkes can give an actual opinion. We really don't need you though.
Right.
Molly Quorum just loud.
Stop. Yeah. Exactly. Stop. I really hate that Steve Harvey kind of turned me on to that guy because I was listening. This was a few years ago. I had never really even heard of Stephen A. Smith. And then all of a sudden I was listening to Steve Harvey show and this guy was on and this is my man. Then all of a sudden I'm starting to see him everywhere. I'm like, who is this clown? And I was like, put this dude back in the basement, man. Where is he? Get this guy out of here. It's like, thanks, Steve Harvey.
He out now.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you mentioned Rashawn, and I definitely wanted to spend some time on him. A loyal friend. It was a best man in his wedding, or he was in the wedding.
Yeah,
best man.
Yeah, and he was in the crew. His wife, even Iverson's wife, was like, when he passed away, and she's like, I can't tell him that. Like, I can't tell him that. You need to tell him that, whoever the guy was on the phone. So, I mean, and then that's what led into the whole practice rant, which everybody just took it as he didn't want to practice, which he said it. He said it. My best friend passed away, and I'm not doing well. I'm not handling.
Yeah.
And I think what the team mishandled that situation. As soon as he said, my friend passed away, I'm not handling it well.
Yeah.
That's when you come in and say, look, we're not doing no more questions for today. And leave it alone. But instead, thing got dragged on way too long than it needed to be. And he was gonna sit down and keep talking just because he don't back down.
Right.
So somebody needed to come out there. I think they just fumbled that whole situation. Like, give me your thoughts on that, H.R.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, man. I mean, you said it all, man. They dropped the ball, and again, I'm gonna take it off Allen for a second. This is why it upsets me when people get angry with LeBron. You don't have to be a LeBron James fan. He may cry too much. He may showboat too much. He may make it about himself. But you know what? If those teams were really behind these young men, like you said, that's when you go step in. And this is what LeBron said, hey, man, y'all pimping me out. I'm going to go do what I got to do, and I'm out.
Yeah. Because
soon as they thought his game was tailing off, get him out of here.
Yeah.
No. Man, you're right. I totally agree with you. I couldn't say that. They left him out there twisting in the wind. And something else before I turn it over to Wilkes. What bothers me about media today is, no disrespect to this young man, but y'all always trying to compare him to Ja Morant. This dude ain't done none of this stuff today. He ain't never been in trouble.
Who doing that? That ain't
Like,
even
You
nowhere
know,
near close.
like he's the since Allen Iverson. No,
oh
no,
no,
Don't do that.
don't do that.
Don't do that.
No, Allen
Yeah,
Iverson wasn't playing with guns.
Yeah, stop.
Allen Iverson, the wrong that he did was in survival mode. I'm homeless, so I'm going to commit a crime.
Yeah.
And shout out to the people in Newport News, Virginia, because they said, "Nah, you ain't doing that, dog. We'll do it and give you money.
Yeah.
You ain't doing that.
Yep.
Dog. You on the way out, man. Shout out to those dudes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely shout out to those guys. And that was D Rose. D Rose, he had a documentary or something. He was like, I was going down that path, and these dudes were like, bro, you don't need to do this. You stay away. We'll help you.
Yeah,
we'll fund it. We'll put some money in your pocket, but you don't have to do this.
You don't need to be here. You be the getaway. You don't even have to be the getaway driver.
How many of those guys do we know? How many of those guys do we not know about? That's kind of helped these guys, get them to the best opportunity. So, man, shout out to
who speaks to those guys? Kenny Smith on NBA TV, Steve Smith on NBA TV. A lot of guys tell you, man, nah, man, these cats in these streets, and then they not even. All they want you to do is come back and say, "Hey, man, what's up?" I personally know of a guy who used to pay guys not to sell dope, and had them bring them their grades. Like, "Hey, I pay you $50 a day."
Yeah.
So no, man,
I've heard stories like
bring
that
it up about Derrick Rose because they got Chicago sounding like we live in Dodge City and we don't, man.
Right.
Yeah, and A-Tribe, you talked about this before, where the people in the streets. I'm trying to think where I was going with this. Where the people in the streets, they'll support, like they were supporting the movement back in the day. They were giving Martin Luther King, they were giving these guys funding to help them keep the movement going. They weren't doing it.
The numbers were
about selling chicken plates.
Yeah. They was funding the civil rights movement. So
it's exactly. So this ain't new. This ain't new.
No.
Like there's a purpose. There's a purpose for people. All right, everybody ain't perfect. People got their past. People have done wrong, but God still has a purpose for that person. And that person's purpose was to help D Rose get to where he is. That person's purpose was to help Allen Iverson stay away from this. Because Iverson could have been, we could have never knew what his name was. And he could have went left or right. So, you need those guys.
Every city in America, it's an Allen Iverson.
Facts.
No, I think it's already been touched on because I remember hearing these stories where I was growing up. I've heard people being escorted back to the house. Miss so-and-so, hey, man, we got you. Get him out of here, man. He
ain't got no business being here.
He don't need to be out here. You don't need to be seeing all that, man. It's like and I've heard conversations between people where they're just like, oh, you so-and-so's kid. You're supposed to be the aficionado, with music. You play several different instruments. You might stop, man. You ain't finna be out here. You finna go somewhere on a music scholarship. Thumbs up, great. Yeah. You finna get a full ride scholarship in the music department. All this, nah, man, just chill out, man. You're doing too much. Or I have heard and I've seen where it's just like, hey, this is not how you gonna do it. You keep playing basketball. We'll take care of your moms. Mm-hmm. We'll take care of your sister. We'll take care. Hey, we got that. Like he said, just come back, say hello, say what's up, and represent. Pretty much, really. Yeah, I've seen and heard all that. So it's definitely one of those things where it's just like, nah, you ain't got to be out here like this, man.
Right. We know your potential. And again, like A-Trap said, we don't look out for each other. We do this and we do that, but at that moment, that guy's like, I see something in you that you don't see.
Yeah.
So let me give you some game, let me give you some wisdom, let me put some money in your pocket so you can stay away from this.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Go buy some groceries.
Right. And if you rewind back, one of the coaches was like, I came and picked him up. He wasn't even old enough to play, and he was 8th grade playing high school.
And I remember to this day, Principal Crawford. This is crazy. This is how Mr. Crawford was because he knew my mom, he knew my grandmother. it's always one of those, you got a chance to be in that lineage of I taught your mom. I taught, your aunt. I taught your great aunt, whatever, But Mr. Crawford, I remember when Mr. Crawford would have to go to another campus. We'd be in that damn Ford F10 going over to the next school. Now, why in the hell am I not in class, Mr. Crawford? You the principal, man. You got me out here like I'm on the buddy system or something, man. This is my little sidekick. Right. But Mr. Crawford would come to the house. Mr. Crawford knew your church, remember? Mr. Crawford knew where you pissed and shit. He knew where you went to the cleaners. He knew where you bought, where you got your hair cut. I mean, it was that, but that was the community that I remember growing up in. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like A-Trap said, it is a village, and it's not just on your front porch. It extends to the man at the deli, at the gas station, and hey, you so and so kid, blah blah blah. You had a village. You had people looking out for you. Hey, I'm from that period where your neighbor gonna whoop you. Then when your mom get home,
right? Yep, exactly.
Hey, just like you said,
I seen David out here doing something today. Come on, Reed. Let me talk to you for a minute.
Exactly, because like A-Trap said, when that fight's over, you got another fight when Mama get home. Because Mama tired, worked all day.
The battle isn't over. Yeah.
Now Miss Smith done told me, I saw David jumping his bike off the curb. He gonna break his neck. He was like, hey, or he,
those the worst whoopings, man. I got a bunch of those whoopings, man.
I'm from that era, man. I'm from that era. Did your neighbor whoop you, and then your mama go get you because she tired, or or in my case,
you get two whoopings.
Yeah, you get two whoopings.
You made me whoop you, and you embarrassed me. You did what you were supposed to be doing. Now you get the embarrassment whoop.
And then now you got to go next door.
You embarrassing me out here.
I'm from that period.
That's like 30% of my whoopings, man. I thought about 8 people that snitched on me when he said that.
Right. All the way on the way home.
I'm from that. That's the period I'm from. You wasn't supposed to be outside in them school clothes. I'll get them school clothes dirty if you want to.
Yeah, man, and I think as parents,
I didn't beat those stains. You couldn't have moved it.
I'm from that period, man.
Yeah, and I think our parents they were not afraid to build that village. They were not afraid to go out. You can do this sport, and sometimes I may not be able to pick you up. So Coach Wilson gonna drop you off at home. When you go to church, you got that whole that group. And at school, my friend's mom was on the school board, and it was a very small area, so it wasn't like you wasn't getting away with anything. But she could easily have called my mom. We had our whole little clique. Our parents knew each other and stuff. So I think now, like with my daughter and with our kids now, we gotta not seclude them from the village. I mean, because your grandparents may not live in the same city.
Right.
So it's gonna be the neighbors. It's gonna be somebody from church. It's gonna be somebody from school. And so it makes a difference. So I think that's the piece I think that's missing, which is not completely wrong because we have it's a sick world nowadays. But I do think there's still a way that we can do it to where you can have those people that you vet. Sometimes you got to vet people, but I think there's still a way to do it. What's up, Regina? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. All right, so AI versus Larry Brown. We could kind of round it out here in a couple minutes, but this is how, like A-Trap said, this is how a coach deals with a player. And a shout out to the GM, because in today's sports, they would have gave up a long time ago. It was like we could fire the coach. And then when they get the other coach in, and the player is upset with that, then they let the player go, and then the problem's not solved at all.
Right.
So this GM said, "I'm not firing you. I'm not letting you go. So let's figure this thing out."
Yeah.
And they end up working on it. And again, Larry Brown, one of the best coaches, never won an NBA championship, I don't think, but he got close.
I thought he did.
The last Piston championship.
Okay.
I was thinking, but what he was able to. This is how you deal with. I'm not gonna say deal, but this is how you settle situations.
Right.
disagreements. You don't just go your separate ways and don't solve the problem. So, man, talk about Larry Brown and AI, A3rson.
Larry Brown and AI is a match made in heaven. You got two guys, probably, Larry Brown, a little guy, Allen Iverson, a little guy.
Yep.
Larry Brown I didn't know he was Jewish until this. I never knew Larry Brown was Jewish, but
yeah,
when you're Jewish in America, you face a lot of discriminatory practices yourself. So he understands it. So in my experience, I'm not going to be stupid enough to assume that no Jewish people are prejudiced, but in my experiences, I've had very good relationships with people from the Jewish community because we had that trauma bond.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that Pat Croce told him, he said, look, man, you know a story.
Yeah.
When you on his back like that, you sound like that dude in jail.
Right.
And he said it rocked Larry Brown. And everybody who I know of that got to know Larry Brown, they love Larry Brown. And they all say the same thing. He get on your nerves, he make you sick. But they like LB will die for you though.
Yeah.
So yeah, you really, and I really like I personally believe that's one of the reasons LB left Philadelphia, because like, you got rid of my guy, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Ain't the same no more.
So, like, ain't no need me being here. I'm not gonna just be here. And
right.
So I have a lot of respect. I've always liked Larry Brown, and I always thought he was the best coach in the league, because like a lot of people say this guy, he got this many championships and this, that, and the third. But again, Larry Brown goes to teams that are in disarray, and then by the end of the year, they on the right path, and then by the time the next season starts, they are tough to beat. They're not unstoppable. They're tough to beat. And he did it with countless teams, the Clippers. He did it with the Spurs, and people don't understand. Guess who's Greg Popovich's mentor? Larry Brown.
Yeah, I think it's LB.
Come from Greg, Coach P, and Larry were together at Kansas with Danny Manning.
Wow.
Transferred to the Spurs, and
then Larry Brown's from that Dean Smith. Dean
Smith, and it's a trickle down effect. Dean Smith loves his players. Kenny Smith, a multi-millionaire, brags about he still has the checking account that Dean Smith opened for him.
Wow.
So
man.
Are men who are men, not just coaches. I am coaching men. This is a young player today in the National Basketball Association. I don't know what he's playing now. I know he was in San Antonio. He ended up going to Atlanta. He blew out his knee. I don't know where he is now. This dude said Greg Popovich was about to pay out of his pocket so his mother could move to San Antonio.
Wow.
So these are people, and it's not strange that they come from the same coaching tree.
Right. Because if you want to be the best coach, you got to care about the player. Because that's really, I don't know who said it, but that's the first part. The first part is showing that I actually care about you. And then we can get to the basketball and Pop, Mr. Fundamental. Like, you think of how he coached and how he dealt with all of his players. And to this day, when he retired, and he retired from coaching, but he's still with the organization, who was there? It was Tim Duncan, Ginobili. I don't know if Tony Parker was there too. But like
Steven Jackson.
Like these guys rave about him, and he'll fight for his players too. Like the media don't like him.
He'll shut that shit down.
And the rest probably don't like him.
Yeah.
But because he's fighting, he's fighting for his guys.
He's been a few times.
Yeah. I would have hated to have been one of them. Have to ask Pop, your first ever media question, and you like, what did you think about the game?
Yeah, he ain't having it, man. Get out of here.
Make it a real question. Don't ask me no stupid stuff.
Right. Don't ask me nothing dumb.
Did you watch the game? Did you watch the game? Okay.
Right. Yeah, man. But and Larry Brown did it here with SMU. SMU was nothing. They're now better, a lot better than nothing, and that's because of Larry Brown. Now he ended up getting fired for some.
He wasn't here long, but I remember
he was 3 years too long.
SMU, you're right, exactly. If you would have sat around, if you would a little bit longer, But SMU is a real legit program because of Larry Brown. Before it was nothing.
We only knew Eric Dixon. That was
right. Exactly. It was a football program that died.
All you knew was Eric Dixon. All you knew, man.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to that 2021 season. Man, I remember them finals too, man.
Woo. Some finals.
Kobe and Shaq on one end, and Iverson with Mutombo, Aaron McKee. Who else they had? Eric Snow really on the other end. It was not an equal match. But talk about that finals from what you remember, Whoops.
Man, it was an uphill battle. Like Blade
it was
said,
like from the bottom.
Yeah, like Blade said, I was trying to ice skate uphill, man. He's like, yeah, man, it was like it was a crazy series, a big deal too, man. I mean, it was one of those things where it was kind of like, okay, the Lakers is steamrolling people out here. The Sixers is getting through people they shouldn't be getting through.
Right.
But it's like, okay, but you're going to put Kobe and Iverson on the same court, man? I mean, and you got Shaq. I was just like, I would like to know what the ratings were for that game. It was probably insane. That whole series. It was probably
that was must watch. That was the moment that every Allen Iverson fan won. Every basketball fan.
He's at the precipice.
I'm gonna go into the mind of the basketball fans during that time. But you wanted Iverson in the finals just because you knew it was gonna be, you knew it was gonna be crazy. You knew he was gonna come up, show up.
I got a question for both of y'all.
Yeah.
If Allen would have had a Scottie Pippen, not the Scottie Pippen, but Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
Do they win that series?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So. It's gonna be hard fought. It's going 7, but they win.
Because
yeah.
And like Larry Brown said, they ran out of fouls. I mean, or they didn't have enough fouls, as far as Shaq. But like it wasn't really no stopping Shaq. Mutombo did his best. And there was one particular game where Mutombo was down low and was getting ready to shoot a hook shot. And I think it would have been the game-winning shot, and he ended up missing it. That might have been game 2 or 3.
That was 3.
Once that happened, you kind of knew, like, this was Kobe and Shaq. Nobody was getting. Nobody was getting past.
Once they got punched in the mouth, they were like, okay, hold on.
My question was, if AI had a Shaq, if Shaq was on if you kind of swapped what was going on, if it was Shaq and Iverson. Would that work?
I mean, maybe, but you still need that Pippen aspect in there, though. You can have.
You got Shaq. That is Kobe and Shaq.
But you're gonna bulldoze two dudes. I mean, that's why when D-Wade, when he went down, that's why Shaq was like, "Hey, man, go get that dude out the back room, man. Go get that dude out. He ain't hurt, man. Get him back out here, man."
And they rode him away on that wheelchair.
Yeah, he's like,
Dallas fans hated D-Wade for a long time, man.
Very long time. Get this guy out.
Yeah, they better now. We over it now. We won a championship. But yeah, he just needed that guy.
James. That's why it's Coach Spoelstra's fault. When he saw LeBron choking, he was supposed to go, "You know what you do."
Yeah. Sweep the leg. Yeah.
But yeah, man, he just needed that. He needed that one other guy. He just never really got it. Later on, you end up being that journeyman, end up going to the Nuggets, which was a good matchup, but it just didn't work. It just didn't work out.
Melo wasn't there, Melo, he wasn't there.
Yeah, Melo was there.
Was he there?
Yeah, it was him, Melo, Kenyon Martin, Nene Hilario.
On paper though, I was like, okay, Melo about to get the chip.
Yeah. I was like, man, they finna run the table.
Yeah.
But then they had the coach who was a moron, and everybody
that
had
guy. Like
your guy.
People literally hate that guy. Like, there's no like positive stories about George Karl. I've never heard one at all.
Hey man, George Karl is something else. When Kenyon Martin had a shirt made, F George Karl and the horse he rode in on.
Get him
And that
out
was
of
while he was still on the team.
No, he on Gilbert Arenas' show. They was bringing up George.
Okay.
George Carl wrote a book a couple years ago and was dissing him. And he came to the show the next day with a T-shirt made F. George Carl and the horse he rode in on.
Yeah.
What's it do, man?
So there was Melo on his. I think it was on his podcast where he said he came into the office. Well, maybe it was J.R. Smith. Yeah, I think it was J.R. Smith. He came into his office and his book was on his desk, was on George Carl's desk, and it was a racist book. And he was like, if this dude got this on his desk,
right?
You coaching us. You put it there obviously for us to see it. Like I don't get that guy. I don't understand him at all.
Nah, man. You put it there on purpose, man. Get out of here.
Yes, maybe he's mad because he looked like John Lithgow.
He does.
Oh gosh. Not one of my favorite actors.
Right, exactly. All right, so last question of the night before we get some final thoughts. AI comparison, present or past? Who would you say, A-Trap? Nobody? Not from the past either? I was thinking one of your favorite players.
Isaiah,
yeah.
No. Allen Iverson is a shooting guard in a point guard's body.
Yeah, Isaiah was a true.
He was a point guard who will shoot the lights out.
Right, all day.
I mean, he's one of one. He's one. No. Like I would have thought Ja Morant. I would have said Ja Morant, but
this is a different style though. Ja Morant is like
no, it's the same style, but he just don't have it.
Ja Morant is more like a Derrick Rose, I think.
Maybe Derrick Rose. Relentless.
This is the hops, I think. But I was gonna go with Isaiah, just kind of comparison as far as height and ability. But I mean, Isaiah wasn't a dunker though at all, right?
He was early.
Yeah, them knees.
He got older.
Knees it was over. But
if you put, hey, do yourself a favor right now. Pull up some Isaiah Thomas highlights. You'll see him tip dunking over the back of centers.
Really?
Oh, he up there.
He was a dunker early, but then back then there ain't no dunking on those. You ain't dunking on Michael Cage.
Man.
Dunk on Michael Cage, you gonna know about it.
Get out of here, man. Yeah, Mike Cage. No, he's shutting that down. What you doing, man?
I've never seen anything like AI, man. He was
this is one. Right, true. I mean, it was one highlight I'm watching right now. He dunked over Magic.
Hey, he on it. He
Early.
There's a poster of Isaiah Thomas. They have. I see this poster every now and then, but he's dunking in the poster. But it's a rare poster.
It must have been
first 3 or 4 years. Boom, 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 boom. Then it was like, do it again. Do it again.
We mentioned prime Derrick Rose may be a good comparison.
I think so.
But guess what? Derrick Rose was all state in football.
Really? I did not know that. I had never seen him. I never seen no highlights of him playing football, but it makes sense though. I mean, he could do it. One of them guys, man. One of them guys that it factor. But anybody you can think of, Wilkes?
I mean, I always felt like I think Robinson tried, but I mean, he was with Chicago for him, but he wasn't. He tried.
He was on Nate Robinson.
Yeah, Nate Robinson. I think but it was just.
Yeah. But he was trying.
Yeah, exactly. What I'm saying, he was trying to put that city on his back, and he was trying to get to the championship, and he trying to win a chip.
But I mean, he was for the short athletes, and I wonder, if Muggsy Bogues of the world influenced AI at all. I don't know. It wasn't that.
Muggsy had his moments. He had his moment. He even got into the commercial.
Spud Webb, maybe, but.
You know what? I never watched Spud Webb highlights, but he went to my high school. He graduated. He was like around my mom was in high school.
He went to
Hutch. He went to Wilma Hutch.
Okay,
Yeah, he's from Dallas.
You know he's from Dallas?
Yeah,
I knew he was from Dallas. I didn't know what high school.
Right in the neighborhood, Wilma Hutchins, right over there, man.
Yeah.
Still out there.
I think he like a GM.
One day, I think I was a sophomore or junior. He came up to the school. They have a cutout of him in the trophy case with his Hawks jersey on, man.
Yeah, that was a great era right there. Them old school Hawks jerseys,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, man.
I was a beautiful era of basketball, man.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to some final thoughts. Mike, rating, Wilkes, from me first.
I don't know. I have to give it a 5 because the family aspect of it, the kind of like I said, having them young, like I was thinking about my mom and thinking about, hey, we didn't have everything either, but they made it seem like you had everything you needed. Mm-hmm. I remember, like I said, I'm from the era where the neighbor gonna whoop you. Now your mom's gonna get you, and then and then in my case, I lived with my grandparents and my mom, so my neighbor gonna get me. My granddaddy gonna talk me under the table, but Rolando Wilkes or Evelyn Wilkes, they gonna knock my block off. So it's like I'm getting it threefold.
Yeah, ain't no getting away.
Yeah, ain't no getting away.
Ain't no escaping this ass.
Nah, man, you finna get this punishment, man. You finna get this. You finna get these hands, man. You finna get it. Yeah, I enjoy it.
I think I'm Wilkes.
Yeah.
Hey, I had the same flavor, 1655 West Eastern.
Yeah. No, I love this. I mean, I had uncles that were like this. I had neighbors that were like his uncles. I had people that went to the military that, I thought were like some of my favorite people, and they came back from Desert Storm and Desert Shield. I mean, I remember these kind of things. And like H-Rap, like he said, about 2 weeks ago, I was talking about our family reunion. So a lot of this hit home for me family-wise. Yeah. I really just shut out that noise. Like I said, they were already trying to make him the bad guy. And they were just trying to, like, the man was, like, they were making it the way they would see, like, he mentally unstable or something like that. But, the family.
Like he running around shooting people on the weekends.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like
part-time job as a thug.
Well, like his sister said, he ain't out here running around doing drugs and robbing
hurting other people.
Hurting other people. I mean, whatever, man. So no, I enjoyed this. I gave it a 5. I love the family aspect of it. Definitely took me down memory lane with some of my upbringing, and just love to hear him talk about his story, his vulnerable moments. I mean, his moments, especially when he heard his father say, "Oh, you got to take the package." What's the package? It's me and my son. He took the whole package. He said, "I loved him ever since." Yeah. And then once he had a sister, it was just like, "Hey, man, I run through a wall." For my sister, so I really enjoyed this.
Yeah. For me, man, this is how you tell a story. You show the good, you show the bad, you show the. I mean, we didn't talk about it with him and his wife. His wife was like he was wilding out. He was doing stuff he wasn't supposed to be doing.
And I just heard they got back together.
Yeah, and even he said, like, I was not being a good husband.
Yeah,
people, it's easy to for you to not say the stuff that was the worst in your choices that you made. And he went on and said it. And so I appreciated that. I appreciated the family aspect, the coaches and the clips with them.
Oh, man.
And, some of the behind the scenes stuff. I mean, I loved it. This might be one of the easiest 5s, we might have had. So, I mean, easy 5 for me.
Yeah. And there's been other documentaries about it, but this one was definitely.
There has, but I think it was like a 30 for 30, which was probably only an hour. You can't fit Iverson.
You can't do all that. Yeah, you can't.
You know what I liked about this more than anything, any other documentary? They cleared his name.
True.
Pretty much.
True.
I watched this Saturday morning. I watched all 3 episodes Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Friday night, I would have thought Allen Iverson wasn't as good a person as he is. I never judged him.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was I never thought he was stupid, but I thought he was making a bunch of poor decisions.
Bad decisions, yeah.
And no. Even Snitch A. Smith was like, "No, man, he was just kicking it too much."
Snitch A. Smith.
Right.
I like that.
Right on.
Yeah.
Nephew Ruckus. But even with him, we learn in this documentary. Yeah, everybody got flaws. We've heard about Michael Jordan's flaws. We've heard about Allen Iverson. We heard about a lot of people and their shortcomings. But mainstream media made us believe that Allen Iverson was one mistake waiting to happen.
Oh yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this dummy. Look at this.
Oh, he ain't showing up for practice. Yeah.
Practice.
Mug shot.
And this was a dude. This was a young man. Like they said, you give a 20-year-old man $30 million and ask him to, hey, be buttoned up 99 times out of 100, you're going to do exactly what Allen Iverson did.
Right.
I could not imagine not kicking it all the time.
Right.
With $20 million in the bank. He probably got $15 to $20 million from Reebok. He probably got another $15-20 million from Philadelphia, and then all these other endorsements coming. Right. And you want me to go home and go, hey, Tawana, how's it going?
Right.
Let's walk around the block with the baby. No.
And he
Let's
even
go to the park.
Yeah, he even said it in the documentary. I wasn't as fly as I wanted to be.
Right.
He got everything he ever wanted that he could not get.
When he pulled up,
probably got a Nintendo with all the games.
The drop top Bentley, man. He was over with, man. He pulled up in the drop top Bentley. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And one more thing, as one of y'all just mentioned, shout out to Tawana Iverson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because she a saint, man.
Yeah, man.
Because she could have took him for half his stuff. She and Allen, I saw an interview 2 weeks ago. He said the only reason she divorced him, and she said it, was to make me act right. He said she always been there. She's never gone anywhere. She got a divorce and stayed.
Yeah.
I wanted to straighten up. So, man, look, man. Shout out to Tawana. Shout out to Allen Iverson's mom. Shout out to his uncles, his sisters, his homies. They made you believe Allen Iverson was running down the street with the Crips and the Bloods doing drive-by.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. He was selling drugs in one hand, and he was shooting dice in the other hand, basically, what it makes it seem like. And this tells you his imprint on the documentary. Because clearly you can see he was in the background on a couple of interviews, like, nah, go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
I appreciate you saying that. And a lot of times documentaries are not made to make the person look good. It's just made to slander the person or to give you more of the reason why you thought about that person.
Or that person. Exactly. And I like how it looked like it was a group interview, though, because he was nearby when they were doing it. It's not like you watch one on Netflix and somebody's in the background like, no, that ain't how it went. I like that he was on deck when people were, it was their turn in the seat,
right?
Or he was sitting next to him, or like you said, he was off camera, and she was just like, hey, Bub, you what? Shit, what talking about me now? Run it back.
Hey,
let's talk about
it. Even though technically it wasn't cool, but I like the way he checked his father. Like, nah, man, my mama put me in basketball. Shut up.
I didn't mind that check because he was getting he needed that check. He was like, he did it because I think it was a proud papa moment.
Right.
Yeah, he was just kind of like, and he was like, nah, man, what you talking about? We're gonna handle this later.
He was like, no, man, you put me in football, man. Put me in basketball. No, get up out of here. I was like,
But then he talked about his mom getting on to him, and the dad was like, why you didn't tell me that? Because you would have flipped out.
Right.
Because it was almost like
that was parenting moments live on it and in person.
Like, why you going upside that boy head? Like, what's going on? It was good stuff, man. I love it.
And they didn't, they didn't even mention the name of his biological father, and they could have.
So I thought they did, but I don't think they did.
I don't know if they said it, but they could have took.
They said his name. First name, they never said his last name.
It is the last name.
They could have took an opportunity to slander him too, and they did not. So that goes to the black family.
Yeah.
So man, well done. Yeah, I enjoyed every minute.
The Newport News.
Hey,
straight up, I was like, man, that's the way it's supposed to be, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And he got the name. I remember when they dedicated the street to him too. I remember that.
Yeah. That's what I was supposed to do.
One more thing, just to show you how great it is there. all the guys that come from there, they go back. Like I don't know if this is his cousin. Aaron Brooks is his cousin. He played quarterback for the Saints, and the Raiders. That's his cousin. He's coaching high school football there now. No. That's Michael Vick's cousin. But they back there.
That's nice.
Nice.
Nice. That's why. That's why
Vick is at Norfolk. I don't know if Norfolk's close and nearby, but it's in Virginia.
It's not too far. Yeah, it should be near. It's not too far out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they all go back.
That's the way it should be.
Bruce Smith goes back.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's from Newport News. Bruce Smith.
Man, I didn't know that.
He went to Virginia Tech.
I did not.
See, I knew that. I didn't know he was from that area.
I know he's from that area. Wow.
Yeah,
you're right. It is something. It is something on the water.
Mike Tomlin.
Dang. They need to do a Newport News.
Right. We got some hitters out here, man.
Yeah,
man. I need to get in the way back. I need to get in the DeLorean and go find me a woman back there. Get rich.
Yeah, man. Ride or die. That she in there, man. 10 toes.
Hey, man, my son, he used to be real good at baseball. Every time somebody signed a big contract, I would text him and look at me, still working.
Right, exactly.
But my son,
sports. Yeah.
So when he quit,
7 years, $500 million.
Man, you should have. Boy, I cussed him out that day. See, Joker, I gotta get this. If you wouldn't have quit,
right. This could have been us.
Yeah.
Every time somebody signed a big, because BJ was real good, but he just didn't like sports.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah, all right, man." He came. Hey, can I quit? He said, "Would you be mad if I quit?" And in my head, I was like, "Yes, I would be." Yes, very bad.
You damn
but it come out that way. It was.
You didn't hear me say it. Damn right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I may change your name to Fred.
Yeah.
I said, no, BJ, if you playing, if you don't, I said, you having fun? He said, nope. I was like, you can quit. Man went in the back and cried.
You was like that guy.
Good, man. You had a bad day.
Yeah, you was like that picture with who is that when he holding a cigarette like this with the sweater?
Oh, yeah. No, I was like Chris Rock in New Jack City.
Yeah.
Man. Oh man! I'm telling you, every time I see a big baseball contract, I say, "See, I got to go to work tomorrow." What? And I screenshot it to him.
Right.
And he only 32, so man, he could be getting that big deal now.
Yeah, man. He would be getting his second big deal.
Do you see I'm doing something?
That dog been trying to hit it.
She's going crazy over here, man. Yeah. Come on, man.
All right.
This is what I got to deal with right here, man. This is with my co-host. Man, get out, man. Hey.
We're back as the Fourcast.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we'll go outside in a minute. She's going crazy. She want me to throw the frisbee, man. She's been going crazy over the frisbee.
Yeah.
Insane.
All right, we about to wrap it up.
Yeah, she's going nuts.
But next week,
getting the wrap it up button.
Yeah. Right. He's going like this. Yeah, wrap it up.
Where is it?
Wrap it up. But next week, The Perfect Neighbor, which I've seen this.
I watched it
on Netflix. I've seen the trailer and I've seen the image. But if it's a Sundance, this is going to be riveting.
Yeah.
Probably going to make you angry. I'm sure that's going to be part of it.
Oh, yes.
But looking forward to it. So we got that next week. I think the week after, just to give y'all a heads up, Being Eddie may not be out yet.
It's 2 weeks. That's 12.
Okay. But that, we doing that right off the jump. Is this a series? I mean, it's a multiple parts.
We doing it.
I hope
they ain't letting it out the bag.
Hey, either we do it or I quit.
I hope it's multiple parts, man.
Hey, either we do it or I'm about 2 cameras and call myself Wilkes. And I'm gonna do it by myself.
Do it by yourself.
Oh
yeah.
Right.
You hop in.
Yeah. It's got to be at least 3 parts. They better not come out here with no hour and 30 minutes.
No.
Eddie is doing it. Eddie is doing it.
Okay.
I hope it's quite a bit. I mean, I can't imagine just 6 episodes.
We'll see.
He been in
They can't do it wrong.
Did I read that right? His career is over 50 years?
He said something that was amazing. He's only had one audition in his life, SNL.
Yeah.
And he was right out of high. Was he in high school? They said something about high school.
19.
That's crazy.
And it single-handedly saved a season. Saved the show. The show was tanking. This is like, wow.
Yeah.
But I guess I read that right. They said his career spans over 50 years?
Yeah, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 10s, and 20s.
I was reading about it. So, oh man, that's crazy.
But we will be back.
All-time favorite entertainer. There is no him and
really.
Like with me, it's really. Isaiah Thomas and Dr. J and Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
Football is Lester Hayes, Everson Walls, Charles Wilson, and Prime.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, Eddie might be the Richard Pryor.
You didn't say the best. You have to say the most goodest.
The goodest. He's man.
When you talking about decades.
He's the Richard Pryor Red Fox, man. He's
very, very consistent. You can't doubt. You can't say he's not funny. To this day.
If I owned the studio in Hollywood, I would just say, "Hey Ed, every 3 years, every 2 years, I would just send him a $40 million check and say, do what you got to do."
Yeah. You can only imagine the creativity.
Norbit was funny.
All right, so next week, The Perfect Neighbor. Go ahead and close this out, A-Trap.
I ain't gonna shoot nobody. No, I'm just playing. Hey man, thank y'all for tapping in. If you haven't already, hit like on YouTube. Subscribe to BS3 and subscribe to the End of the Bench Media, and continue to support us. Thank you. Hey, if you get a chance when we close out, wait till everything ends and the show closes out, and then comment. That helps us as well. Yeah, it helps put us in the algorithm. Thank you for tapping in. That's Wilkes. I'm Rap. We are out.
Peace.